Good morning, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. It seems I had myself muted and I was talking. But we have the dollar index stuck in a consolidation. Just for these few days. I think they are waiting for the NFP news. And after the NFP news, probably that's when we might get any movement. If we happen to have any movement today, it might still move back into a consolidation. Movement today, a consolidation into a consolidation because the idea is that they will use the NFP news event to move the market. Okay, hence we need to wait for that news event mostly, because even if we get any sort of move that happens today, that move will eventually come back into the range, all waiting for the news event for tomorrow, which is basically NFP. And at 1:15 today, there's a short news event. It's the precursor to the main news, and it's at 1:15. So in the next 3 minutes, we're gonna get a news event, and that news event is gonna cause price to move, but not move to targets. Okay, it will only move around okay, it's gonna move around. It will not go for any target yet, because the target is meant for the big news event. So tomorrow is when we will expect price to actually move to a specific direction. Whether up or down doesn't really matter. All we want is movement, and we can trade wherever that movement is going. So with that said, maybe staying away from, and I'm still bearish, by the way, on this. Euro bearish, British pound bearish, dollar yen I'm still bullish, euro pound I think I'm bearish as well. So the trade probably will be on this pair to look for it to go down to attack Monday's low. Alright, and I think we spoke about this yesterday, that if anything this would be the best trade. And I also gave another trade idea on crude oil, to sell up here with your stop loss there and then target this level, which it did that beautifully. Okay, so right now I think patience, sitting on your hands and waiting for the news event for tomorrow will be the best idea, right? We have about a few seconds to go, and then we have I think that news is called ADP non-farm employment. Okay, so let's see how that is going to affect the market, and then we'll continue. But again, don't expect much from it, because they're still gonna use NFP to move the market anyway. So this is not gonna move the market much. as you can see, it's not doing anything. Okay, so my advice is to sit on your hands and wait for tomorrow. But in waiting, you can position yourself, especially with the foreign currencies, you position yourself to the downside. So euro, you're going to position yourself to the downside. British pound, you're going to position yourself to the downside. And dollar yen, you position yourself to the upside. Okay. Gold, I think I gave the 127 projected level, and they did hit that there beautifully, and we fall off into that fair value gap. You can see how, price is so predictable for them to move from 127 projected level to this fair value gap and then price rejecting again. Okay. It means that this market obviously is definitely controlled by something, and it knows exactly what it's doing. You just need to try and figure out how it's doing it. Okay, so time, closing of the day, they hit a projected level, price drops. Time, early hours, almost landing, it hits a level and then it rejects. That is what price is doing. It's time and price. Okay, so where is gold going? Like I mentioned, once they get to the 127, I think it was 127, then 168. 168 is up there. If I did the projection right, let me go back to the weekly. Okay, so it was a 168 level. Okay, so now they are gonna go to the 2 level. Now usually 168 sometimes can cause price to pause a little bit. When we hit the 168, price can pause a little bit before it continues going higher. So maybe they might form a down candle and then continue going up, with price rejecting the fair value gap, which is the previous day's low here. Ideally should just resume going up. Okay, but it's created a gap here, hence we will need to trade through it. Once we go through that, then we can expect price to continue going higher. So if you are trading gold and you're buying, make sure at least you protect yourself, because right now it can pause because of where we've reached. I'm not saying it's going to, but it can pause. So make sure your stop loss is well protected, maybe below the landing low, and then expect them to continue going higher. We've talked about crude oil yesterday and said if they pull back here, you're gonna look for price to reject and then go down, and they did that nicely. Okay, and with that going forward, I think we might be making our way back down here. Okay, we might be making our way back down here. I like the volume imbalance that is left over here. I like the volume imbalance that is left over there. If today can close like this, definitely we will be going lower. So this volume imbalance here will be the next target. So it starts from 62.85. Okay, in there, that is where price is going. Maybe a pause in there, and then it will continue going down. Okay, so draw liquidity 61.48, potential pullback 63.83, and then down again. Okay, ES, I think ES might reject today, but probably not move until Friday. Okay, it might not move until Friday. And why do I say that? I say that because we don't have any high impact news. They've now engineered this low, that low, and that low. These beautiful equal lows in here. With the NFP, that is the only news event that can move the market aggressively, unless maybe Mr. Trump comes out and says something crazy. The only news that can move price aggressively will be the NFP. So today might reject, but might not go all the way down to attack this low, and then they will do that maybe tomorrow. Okay. They may do that maybe tomorrow. So expect the S&P 500 to move tomorrow, not today, because today we are likely not going to be going anywhere. All right, so wait till tomorrow, and then, or if you like, maybe New York session today, you can probably I don't know, take a position and wait. But if you do, I think I spotted a nice area for your stop loss to be here. Okay, if you do take a position in anticipation, then your stop loss needs to be above that, and you aim for that equal low. That's if you want to take a position prior to the news on Friday. But if you don't want to, then simply sit and wait for Friday, because I think that equal low is looking too good. Okay, and they might come for it. Okay, it's too clean. This one and that one and that one, it's too clean. Okay. Now let's move on to the crypto market. Okay, so yesterday we had the Bitcoin market not challenging the high. It actually rejected a little bit, and today we've dropped down into the fair value gap. So a lot of waiting to be done. Like I said, personally, I want them to break it. Okay, so that up candle needs to be broken, and once broken, that is when you can start looking for the buy. So sit and wait, let them break it. If you want to go long, fine, but waiting will be more rewarding, because at least when they break it, we know there's no coming back. All right, so just sit patiently and wait. And Ethereum, nothing much has happened. Yesterday it did close, but still not closing above the up candle. But I feel like if Bitcoin can go up, then definitely this one will resume going up. And I'm using the Solana. Okay, with how Solana has respected this, the 220 level is likely going to be possible, and that can help Ethereum and Bitcoin to also continue their up movement. All right, so look out for a continuation to the upside on Solana. They've dipped into this gap, so on the H4, an immediate close above a down candle, or these down candles should see price aim for the 220 level. XRP, I think this gap needs to be broken before we do any sort of buying. If you buy now, you're buying against the current. This move to the downside, you're buying against it. So don't go against it, go with it. Hype, that also needs to be broken first before we consider buying. If not, then it will reject and come down. AI16, I think we spoke about this, that if we don't trade through it, then it's going to act as resistance and move down again. So this is mostly hinged on waiting on Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin starts moving up, this one will do so. But we are in a very cheap area that I think only buying is allowed. Selling, not quite, because that's the same thing Hype did, I think, a month or two ago when we were down here. Okay, in April we were all here. We saw Hype go very, very low, and if anyone traded this at that point, they probably would have given up. And look where we are now. Okay, so same thing. We are at a level where we are so low, and low doesn't mean price is, dead. It means price is cheap. Okay, so the more you can buy, the better. And then finally, Chachki, I think we are almost there, taking out that low. Once that low is taken, then we will look out for what it's going to do next. So sit and wait, let them take it out, and then we will see what price is going to do. Mostly, I think the first week of the month is very boring, because price is trying to determine the high or low of the month, and it can be boring because sometimes it will not give you exactly what you're looking for the first few days. Look at how dollar is trading, trying to form the low of the month, and it's not giving us a clear move. And with the dollar, we know why, because we have the NFP. But with the cryptos, it's gonna be hard to determine, so we just have to simply wait. Hence, more patience is required on cryptos. Okay, now I don't think there's any news event at 1:30. If there was, then I would have waited for that news. But okay, I think there is news 1:30. I didn't look at it properly. Unemployment claims, so that's in 1 minute. Hence, let's go back to the dollar. Let's wait within this 1 minute and see how that news is going to affect. But it's going to be the same, where price will not move much. Don't expect any massive move, simply because they are going to still wait for tomorrow anyway. Okay, so few seconds to go. There you go. Nothing much. Okay, there's one at 3 p.m. which is service PMI, but again, don't expect much. Okay, everything is pointing to tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow will be the big day for either a move back up here, which is what I am hinging on. That is what I am quote unquote, that is what I think should happen. If it comes down, it will probably come here and then reject and go back up again, because with yesterday's closure, this has created a fair value gap. Okay, with yesterday's closure, this has created a fair value gap. So if tomorrow the news comes down, then that will be manipulation to send price back up again. Okay, all right, so that is pretty much it for today. Tomorrow is gonna be our last day for the month. Okay, so tomorrow will be our last session for the month of September, and I'll be back after September, the 1st of October. Let me double check. Yes, Wednesday, the 1st of October. Okay, all right, so enjoy today. I'll see you same time tomorrow for another session.